Beautiful people. Yes, yes, yes. This is me, the Infinity Midwife, coming to you. It's been a minute, right? It's been a minute since I've been busy. I've been doing a lot of things, Wasn't quite you know, wasn't quite in a position where, well, let's just say I'm just transitioning. Okay. So I know y'all taking care of your minds, your hearts, and your entire being. Okay. So listen up. I wanted to tap in and to share a message today because it's been a minute. But not only that, I feel like I need to speak up on something. So let's see. I know you're listening and you know what you're doing. You know you ain't alone. Nobody knows but him. Don't hide another feeling. Just let your breath you guide through it. Okay. We rushing into the sunrise. Check the mic. We got something coming for you. Just pay attention. Pay attention. So yes, I want to say this. First of all, I feel like everybody is on their journey. Everybody's on a journey. And everybody is on different paths on their journey. Okay? I'll be speaking for myself. I know I'm going through a journey, and it's an ongoing journey because we never really finish healing, right? A healing journey is an ongoing process, and you're always learning something new about yourself and others, right? And now it's what do you do with the information you receive about yourself and others? And it's only in acceptance that we get to appreciate ourselves more and appreciate others as well. Okay. So let's see. Okay, is that better? Okay, that's cool. So, today I was channeling a little bit of messages, and let's just say that, spirituality is not just limited to tarot and divination and mediumship. Spirituality is across the board. Is how you perceive yourself, is what, you deemed yourself worthy of. Spirituality is how you identify with all and with nothing at the same time. Spirituality is not cut off. It's not separation. Spirituality is a whole of individuality, of unique expressions of God. So, I mean to say all these things because I feel like in the times that we are headed right now, a lot of us are struggling with accepting that there's a higher calling on our lives. Right? It can be so tough for you to see. But you gotta see your eyes closed and open your heart to thee. Okay? I feel like, and I'm talking to the collective as a whole. I feel like, it takes time to open up to our own emotions. It takes time to accept that we can be vulnerable as well, that we can just lay down the mask of the ego that always wants to trump and win right? But sometimes you just gotta acknowledge that we are just all human. Like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to shout. It's okay to say what you are feeling. That is so very important. Because if you cannot acknowledge what you feel to yourself, who are you going to acknowledge it with? Right? If you cannot be in integrity with yourself, who are you going to be in integrity with? That is why it is so important to know thyself. Because when you are in that space of knowing who you are, every facet of yourself, and that you've accepted and that you've embraced, you are now in a position of evolution. You are in a position of evolving to a higher level of understanding, of compassion, of a being, right? But first, you need to understand all that you've been through, right? I like to consider myself to be a justice. I like to consider myself to be karma in people's lives, right? Because I got a pretty face, I got a nice smile, I may look dumb, right? People may judge me right off the bat when they see me. Sweet face, butter face, good looking little girl who needs to be tamed because she's too wild. Well, bitch, let me tell you, you are on the wrong path. Like, you are being tricked into an illusion that you brought upon yourself because of programming. But if you are not in tune with your inner truth, you will not see past the illusions of the ego that's trying to keep you in this box of lies. And most of the time when we are in these illusions that our ego is trying to display and is trying to embed in our conscious, what ends up happening is we most of the time miss the experience, we miss the beauty, because we're so stuck in our old ways of being, of thinking, right? We're still walking with the same judgments. And unfortunately, you have to run across someone like me, someone that's gonna trump it all in front of your eyes, because I'm walking justice. It took me some time to understand, but I'm walking justice. And I attract some of the most notorious evil people. I attract them. And that's part of my contract. I acknowledge that about myself. I'm walking karma. And I tell that all the time. If you're not coming with righteous intentions towards me, you're in for a surprise. And people most of the time, they don't believe, because, right, they look at the appearance, they look at the smile, they look at the naive, right, part of me, or what they've remembered of me, right? They don't think that people are able to change and evolve. So when people come across me, I tell them straight up, you better come with righteous intentions. Because if you're coming with fake intentions, if you're coming with deceiving intentions, if you're coming with lies, you are going to be put out on the spotlight. You are going to be shamed. You are going to experience an ego death. And people don't believe, right? They think that it's just funny, that I'm crazy and deranged. But guess who's having the last laugh? Even when I think it's not even funny. I just feel like people need to stop playing. This is real life games. See, we all get chances at life. Every opportunities, we get a chance at life. To being a better person, being a better human, being a better mother, being a better lover, being a better friend, being a better citizen, being a better human, right? And every day is an opportunity of, rewriting the story. But if you're always so stuck in the ego and the old ways of doing things, when you're presented with change, right? This is why I call myself the transformational agent. Like, when you come across people like me, like, you better be prepared, because you don't even know what we come with, right? And people want to look at it as magic, whatever have you, but we're just reflections. I'm a reflection of right? I can be a reflection of many things in people's lives, but most of the time I'm a reflection of what they truly fear the most, right? I reflect that in people, and sometimes, they're not prepared. They think I'm scary. They think I'm crazy, but I'm mostly there to help them evolve. That's part of my mission. I don't play. And most of the time people don't take me seriously because they look at my little nice innocent face and they don't ever think that, I walk with what I say I walk with, right? People think, it's just a game. People don't believe. People have lost track of how to connect to God. And people feel empty on the inside and they want to take it out on someone who worked really, really hard at forging that connection, because it is practice, right? So I'm just here to remind people to stop, walk in faith. Stop walking by sight and start walking with faith. Because faith is going to bring you places. Faith is going to bring out the best out of you. But if you're always walking with deceit, with despair, with greed, with control in your heart, then you will be faced with reflections that are going to mirror a form of opportunity of growth, right? So yeah, I attract some of the most notorious motherfuckers that probably got money, probably got status, probably got a whole lot of material, probably are, very high ranking in social status, but they really missed the mark because I'm high ranking in the spiritual status. And if you don't know that everything starts in the spirit before it actually materializes in the 3D, then you're running short on your money. That's all I'm saying. You're running short on your money, or you're running short on your energy. Because energy don't play. You can have $1 in your bank account, but you can still have a fucking wealthy mind. Right? Your ideas are like a fucking gold mine. But if you allow this 3D reality to trump your 5, 6, 7D reality, then who's at the lost? So the message I got today was one of success. You're being successfully thriving by recognizing your own potential, your own self-worth, right? When you accept, when you embrace who you really are, you get to experience some of the most inner voyage, inner wisdom, right? You start overstanding, right? You start putting pieces together of, your whole life story, and then you get the opportunity to rewrite it, because ultimately you got the magic pen. You can rewrite your story every day that God gives you, right? So, I've been doing a lot of reflection, I try to situate myself, and I've come to the realization that there's a lot of envious motherfuckers running these streets. There's a lot of envious, jealous motherfuckers. Like, for real. We're gonna keep it 100. People People have high expectations, but they don't apply it for themselves. And that's a no-no. That's what we call lack of integrity. You cannot have high expectation for others while you yourself aren't fully applying it to yourself. So I'm just here letting y'all know, like, we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that as a whole nation of people. We are leaving the era of slavery, where we had to slave our minds, slave our bodies, slave our intelligence in order to get some form of recognition that is fully vain and superficial, because it's only part of this reality. It's only part of this limited reality. But if we can open up our brains to the possibilities that we are multi-dimensional beings, right? And that ultimately we come here to have an experience of what we already have in other dimensions, then it made more sense. Then there would be a logic behind it all. But we've been convinced for thousands of years that we are limited to this body, and that, we are here in this limited existence, try to uncovering the truth of God and the whole universe. But the whole time you've been reading the map upside down. So it's important not to, first, let's not, it's not a race. It's a marathon. So you got to be fully equipped when it's time to, unraveling all parts of yourself, because it's not a game. When you start doing some shadow work, shadow work will have you brought to the depths of yourself, to where you're gonna see some scary shit. Some scary demons, right, that you're gonna have to tame, because they're all part of you. Okay? And then when you tame those beasts within you, right, nothing outside of you really scares you. People can run games. People can do spell work. People can conjure up entities. People can be all up in your space, in your privacy, invading your privacy without your knowing, without your permission. People are spying on you. People are sending people over to destroy you. People are paying other people to do that shit, right? And they think because they got the power, they got the money, they can do it. But then there's a fucking limit to what you can do, because again, you can only be in co-creation with the Most High when you have elevated your consciousness to a 144 megahertz frequency. We call that the love frequency. And when you are at that frequency, you can manifest, right? But you need to have the proper intention. You need to have the proper channeling in your heart. That's why it takes time, because it's a process. It's not just something that you wake up with. Yes, we all do come to this world with this inner knowing, but we get trumped. We get lied into believing anything else. So, yes, I'm here to say, money is not all. Yes, it helps you live a comfortable life. And I feel like we should all be in a position of living comfortably with or without money. Because this earth, this reality in which we live, we can all experience a life filled with richness. Let's start with happiness. Let's start with peace. Let's start with discipline. Let's start with self-worth. Let's start with respect. Those are core values that whether you got money, but you don't got those values, you're gonna feel empty inside like a motherfucker. Okay? And on the other hand, if you don't got a penny, but you're unbothered, you still lay your head down at night and you still go to bed and get those 8 hours in, right? You still rise up. You still have a lifestyle to which you're properly locked in. You train yourself. You train your mind. You eat right. You may not have that much, but just the fact that you are sticking to a program is what is getting you through this bullshit of envy and jealousy being thrown and projected at you. You see? So that's why it's important to tap in. It's important to pray. It's important to meditate. Because when you are strengthening that bond, you know that no matter which the attack is coming from, left, right, up, down, astral, projection, ethereal, spell, you protected. Ain't nobody going. See, this is the thing. When I say I'm walking karma, I say this in a very serious matter. Okay? People think it's easy walking in my shoes, but it's not. People would have committed suicide had they had to go through what I've been through. Okay? I still hold myself high. I still hold myself accountable to things that I do, to all things that I do. I still walk in these streets with my head held up high, with a smile on my face, because I deserve it. I know my worth. And that's one of the things that's very deceiving with a walking karma character like me, because people oftentimes misjudge because they see a beautiful woman, a black woman at that. Someone who can speak her thought, someone who reads tarot, who discerns energy, someone who has a nice body type. Well, she must be, right? We all know that. She must be doing something to get her mind right, to get her money right. But how about she is connected to God? How about that for once? And not she must be prostituting. She must be doing some kind of spell work. She must be doing or calling or has signed her soul, whatever have you. She must be doing some type of shit. How about she's just sticking on to her fucking calling? Right? Why is it so hard to understand that not everybody is of just the flesh? Or because we look good? Yeah, we look good. We all do look good. We all been blessed by the Most High. Right? But everybody got free will. It's a choice. It's a choice to be a gigolo. It's a choice to be an escort. It's a choice to be a prostitute. It's a choice to be a scammer. It's a choice to be an evil boss. It's a choice to be petty as fuck. It's a choice to envy and to throw death spells on your daughter. It's a choice. It's all a fucking choice. What type of choice are you making today that's going to help you sleep better at night? Right? So, we 24 minutes in. I'm not going to pass the 30-minute mark. I just came here to speak up a little bit, share a little bit of what I've been through, what I've been doing. Even if I'm not saying much, I'm still sharing. So, it is what it is. So, yeah. I'm blessed. I'm very, very blessed, y'all. I've met some people, some extraordinary people last week. And, I feel like, sometimes, we have limited limited thoughts of, what it means to be spiritual, right? Do all spiritualists or spiritual practitioners all do tarot? Maybe not, right? Maybe some are invested in other type of spiritual practices, right? And that's okay, right? Maybe it's just about, having to broaden our perspective as to how we can incorporate our spirituality in our everyday mundane life, right? How much can you transmute the negativity that is being thrown at you, right? How can you turn water into wine in your daily life? How many times can you take a break of your social media or whatever you're surrounding and just tune in and mute the external? Right? It's in the little things. See, and that's what a lot of people, especially people in the 2% or in the 1%, are missing the mark about, right? That you can control everything, or that you can manipulate everything, you can exploit everything. We've been through that cycle already. We are coming out of there. We are coming out of this era of slavery, having to slave our bodies, slave our resources, slave a whole nation of people, slave mind, slave collectives, slave thoughts, slave everything. We are leaving that shit behind. So people in power, people in high places that are accustomed in exploiting and abusing their power and authority over those that cannot defend themselves, is been ongoing, and we are coming out of it. So if you in your personal life, you in your daily life, you're still holding on to these practices, ideologies, concepts, systems, beliefs, then you are going down. Then you need to prepare, because shit is about to hit the fan. Shit is about to hit the fan, and it's not going to be pretty. See, that's why we've been prepared for at least the last 50 years. People have been prepared to change, to merge, to think outside the box, so that we can lift up the shackles that that we've been clinging onto for the past 2,000 years. So it's important. I feel like it's really, really important this time to, make assessments. What are our priorities at this time? Are we prioritizing our well-being, our peace, our joy, our healing? Are we healing with the proper intentions, or are we holding on to, I don't know, false ideas of what self-worth is? Okay, you guys, I just wanted to come out here and just encourage you, wherever you are on your path, to never really give up. As you see me, I'm posting less these times because I'm transitioning, but don't mean that I'm not, upholding, or don't mean that I'm not dedicated to my practice, to my daily practices. That's what's keeping me going on. So, you can be out there. You're maybe happy and not happy that I've posted today, but guess what? I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to post. I'm still going to be coming up in these lives, these videos. I'm still dedicated, and I'm not going nowhere, whether you like it or not. Right? We can only inspire one another to be better, but we can never judge one another and say, you can't get there. That's not true. We all have the power. There's enough abundance for any and everybody in this world. It's a whole old paradigm that we've been programmed with in order to believe that we need to be in this competitive energy of always wanting more, exploiting others, abusing of our authority and power in order to get what we want. But that's an old programming. That's a fucking lie. And we need to come out of there. We need to come out of there, and the only way we can come out of there is if we sit with ourselves and we start, assessing our lives. Okay, you guys, that was the Infinity Midwife coming to you once again. I know you're taking care of your minds, your hearts, and your entire being. That was my message to you on this Sunday night. Sunday night.